Destroy all podcasts. We are Destroy All Microbots.
Oh, and we're back.
And welcome to another destructive episode of Destroy All Podcasts. General 5.
Yeah.
Luno, Lieutenant 1.
Luno.
Me, I'm 3. Please like, share, subscribe. This is intel from the 513. You may gain clearance. I'm going to defer to Jarvis so you can tell us how we ended up here.
Now today, folks, we have Jesse Flores. He is the VP of Artist and Label Partnerships.
Wow.
Yes, at Intercept Records. See, we're doing it big. Intercept Music. Sorry. Intercept Music. Sorry. So, Jesse, how are you doing, man? Let's just start there. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I am blessed, and I want to thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, thank you. Now, as a record executive, how many people do you get run up to you? Well, if they know who you are, when they see run up to you, throw you a tape, like listen to my music. I'm a great rapper.
Go my SoundCloud.
Yeah, that's a good question. And to be honest, the people that know that I'm in the business, that does happen. But for the most part, in general, a lot of people don't know you're in the industry or you're not one of those top level execs that has that type of opportunity to present a deal, offer a deal, whether it's a record label deal, distribution deal. So, yeah, it does happen every now and then, especially at events like conferences.
How do you handle that?
Just gotta handle it with grace, just say thank you, whatever it is, you haven't heard it yet. So you can say thank you for, and I appreciate the initiative of actually coming up to somebody like an executive to, cold call basically, or a cold come up to them and just say, hey, look, I'm an artist. I'd love for you to hear my music. That takes guts. That takes a lot of courage. So I recognize that. I respect that. And regardless who it is, I will listen to the music.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So you do listen to it.
I will listen to it for sure.
Wow.
Has anything?
It doesn't happen all the time,
right?
But it does happen. I listen to it.
Have you ever capitalized? Was one of them like a golden ticket?
There was one that I did like that we ended up working with. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, folks,
it can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah, you got to shoot your shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
There you go.
That takes it there. So, you've been around the industry, so you've worked with some big names. How is it working with those folks? Like, do you deal with egos and things like that, or does your status kind of neutralize the ego?
Yeah, all different types of artists, different personalities, different stages of their career, and it varies. You do have artists that have what you would call an ego, but it's not an ego where they're portraying it to you. It's more so, maybe they think their music is better than it really actually is, or they think their fan base is a lot bigger than it really is, that kind of thing. So until you provide them with actual numbers or something hard that they can look at, you got to manage it. You got to manage your expectations, basically, that type of thing. So it happens from time to time, but it's not as bad as some people might think.
Okay.
Can we take a step back here? Can you explain to our audience what it is you actually do?
Yeah, so my main focus at Intercept Music is business development. I'm out there looking for new distribution opportunities for artists, for independent labels. We're at the point now we're actually looking at catalog acquisitions as well. So if there's an artist or a label that has a fairly mature catalog that wants to, sell off their rights, they want to move on to something bigger and better per se, we're a company that's an option when it comes to providing distribution and master right opportunities for sale. So those are the main things that I deal with, is just talking with labels, artists, artist managers, entertainment attorneys, publishing executives, all types of people. A lead can come from anywhere. So, it's all about just, wheeling and dealing, basically. Just
networking.
Exactly. Networking and executing deals.
Wow. So what do you like if someone wants to sell their catalog? What are you looking for? Like, are you looking for how many followers they've had, how many they've sold? What sparks your interest to say, I want that guy's stuff or person?
We look for a catalog that's pretty mature. So it's, at least 5 years, ideally 10 years or older, consistent release schedule, of all those catalog releases. So, you know, you don't want to see somebody that's released something maybe like for a year or two and then they didn't put anything out for 5 years type of thing. We definitely look at the revenue earnings, you know, the life to date revenue earnings, the trend from year to year, all that stuff we take into account. And then what the artists could do as far as support going forward. You know, are they still actively going to be involved? Can they, you know, help out with certain campaigns, you know, support via social media, that type of thing? You know, having the artist involved or the estate is very essential to making sure that you have success when it comes to looking at a catalog buyout.
All right. Is there like a certain music type you're looking for? Or does it not matter? Just as long as it's got the maturity and things you're looking for.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. We're open to all genres.
Oh, see, that's beautiful. See, folks, all genres are welcome. Just got to get your stuff together.
Right.
So now we know that there's been like a Latin boom as far as the music goes. Do those how do I want to say that? Does that oh man, I don't even know how I want to say that. With the Latin boom, is that more does that catch your eye more than say like a rapper who just stopped 5 years ago but has a great catalog? Do you look for what's trending now?
We look at both. I mean, both are viable opportunities in today's marketplace when it comes to today's music industry. You know, they're just different types of opportunities. You know, you have like you said, the artist that's established, that's been around for a while. You know, if he wants to bring his catalog over, you know, that's a plus, that's a positive. You know, as opposed to just putting out his new releases. Say he wants to transfer everything over and have us put out new releases and market them for him. You know, that's an ideal situation. And like you said, the Latin artist that's booming right now, that's getting, you know, millions of streams on YouTube or Spotify, you know, that's very attractive as well. So we look at it as two different opportunities that we can both capitalize on.
Okay.
What's in it for the artist? So you acquire my catalog.
Mm-hmm.
What's in it for me?
Well, somebody, you know, that's doing a catalog acquisition, they're definitely looking into what type of investment is going to be made. So the financial commitment that whatever company is going to pay to have the rights for that catalog going forward, and that's going to be a hefty number. It's usually in the millions for a lot of, you know, well-established catalogs. So that's the payoff. That's what they look forward to. Whatever else they can work out as part of the deal, it would be the cherry on top. But it's always about that investment when it comes to a buyout. When it comes to distribution deals, the opportunities are endless because it's a great time to be independent. You can not only own your rights to your music, you have total creative control. We're there as your service partner to provide distribution and any type of marketing you guys need. So it's a win-win situation.
Okay. Well, that's fantastic. So now you know we're in the age of AI and all this stuff. How do you see AI helping an indie team like yourself today?
Good question. So we actually have AI incorporated with our dashboard. So we use AI as a marketing tool only. So say you're an artist and you don't have a publicist. In the actual dashboard, you can create a new release bio. You can create a press release. You can create even a marketing plan and kind of, you know, adding whatever, you know, keywords that you need to have as part of the situation, whether it's be the artist, the single, you know, your hometown, you know, what you plan on doing, all that stuff incorporated is in our dashboard. And it's really a great tool for our clients, our labels and artists. As far as AI, when it comes to content creation, that's a different story. You know, we prefer to support, you know, the artists, human made music. And, you know, we do it that way. As far as AI is concerned, though, as far as marketing, it's definitely something that we use on a daily basis.
I was looking at the website earlier today, just trying to get a feel of, you know, who you guys are, what is Intercept Music and all that. And I was real impressed. And you know, we tried to be rappers. I think we're still rappers, but we never really made it. You know what I mean? And I think if we would have had a tool like that or something where we could have connected on something like that 15 years ago, or at least had the knowledge that was there, I don't know, man. It might have changed things. To me, it looked like something that someone who's really serious about it, but needs those back office things to happen, like the distribution and the press kits and all that stuff. It seemed like a good resource and something to connect with, in my opinion. So
I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that.
I'm glad to meet you and that we're actually connecting on it. It's really interesting. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. Do you guys is it so as far as distribution goes, is it physical copies? Is it primarily streaming? Is it like Bandcamp type deals or
Yeah. So it's digital distribution to all of the digital service providers that are out there globally. So obviously your Spotify's, your Apple Music's, your YouTube's, on down the line. And we can provide physical distribution as a la carte service if it's needed. And the other great thing that we have as part of our dashboard is obviously you can distribute your music digitally. We also have a merch store integrated within our own dashboard via Shopify. So say you're an artist, you have a new single coming out, you can put out t-shirts, hats, whatever you want to promote that particular release, and all that's done within our dashboard. So another added service that we knew could help our clients as well.
Wow. So if an artist wants your attention, like we have some folks here who think that we're in a crabs in a barrel situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they don't really share information. But if one of the artists, like want to say the bigger artist, wants to get your attention from a smaller city, would they contact you directly, or how do they get in touch with someone like you?
Yeah, so you can definitely get in touch with us via our website, which is interceptmusic.com. Hit us up on IG. It's at Intercept Music Official. Or people can email me directly. I'm at jesse.flores@interceptmusic.com.
Man. So you're reachable, is what you're saying.
I'm leaving the door open, as they say.
Yeah, I mean he's here today.
He's here.
So.
Yeah. Some folks think it's unobtainable, like to reach out to people because they try to go for these large record companies and they don't hear nothing back and they get discouraged. But to see that there's somebody like you that'll actually answer an email gives a lot of hope to a lot of artists out there, and I applaud you on that one because that we don't have a lot of.
Thank you.
We definitely don't. Where are you based out of?
I'm based in Los Angeles, and I also live in Atlanta, kind of bi-coastal.
Okay, so you travel back and forth and back. All right, so if we're gonna step away from this music thing real quick. If I'm in LA, because I'm a food guy, if I'm in LA and I want something great to eat, where are you taking me?
We're going to Mastro's. Have a good steak. Have some amazing sides, some dessert. That's if you eat steak. But yeah, Mastro's is definitely the spot, man. Oh man, it's so good.
Oh man,
Mastro's.
Yeah,
Mastro's. All right, and if we're in Atlanta, where are we going?
I like this spot called oh my god, what is the name? I'm blanking on the name. I feel bad. I am so bad. It's off of Buford Drive. And it's delicious. Oh my gosh, they're gonna kill me.
Like Wendy's?
No.
Captain D's, and it's delightful.
I can't.
Ocean Prime.
No, it's just a regular spot.
Oh.
I am blanking on the name. Apologies. Damn.
That's all right. There's a bunch of spots out there, so they probably
Flavor Rich restaurant. It just
Flavor Rich.
What do they specialize in?
Flavor Rich.
Oh man, delicious brunch food. Then they got the usual chicken and waffles. They can cook the fish the right way. Everything is just delicious, man. Grits, everything.
That's fantastic.
Flavor Rich.
I appreciate that because at some point next year I'm headed to Atlanta with my son to go to a Braves game, and I like to know that, and probably be headed out to LA at some point because I took my daughter. Now my son's jealous, so I got to take him now. Now that he's old enough, take him out there and see what's happening. So, but yeah, so as far as those merch sales, does the company get a cut of that, or is that all to the artist?
We do, because we're covering all the manufacturing costs and they're all made to order. So the artist, when it comes to the merch, would actually just get a royalty rate.
Okay.
Percentage.
All right. That's perfect. Yeah. That's perfect. So you have a team that sets up Shopify shops and all that stuff for them?
We do. We have a team.
God, see, Rob, if 20 years earlier, so 20 years earlier.
So this comes down to reach, because I'm listening to you, and we kind of do the same thing. You just have further reach, and that's why the partnership works. That's the highlight of it. You
Yes.
do Luno does t-shirts. We
Yeah.
do our own back end, but you have more reach. That's the deal. So what, like the splits, like how is this favorable for an artist? If we're streaming, we've seen all the tails. Like there's not much money there.
Yeah.
Like how is this advantageous?
Well, for an independent artist, it's something where you got to look at what am I getting out of this. As far as I deal with Intercept, you will obviously have a distribution fee, but you get the lion's share of the royalties, as you should, because you're the repertoire owner. Then you get to pick and choose what services you need. We definitely have a wide variety of things that they can participate in, whether it's booking online advertising or outdoor advertising or YouTube or Spotify ads, playlisting promotion, that kind of thing. All that stuff are services that we offer and provide to our clients. So you got to look at the big perspective. You got to look at, how much work am I going to put into it? What kind of team do I need to help support what I'm doing? And can we both work together to strategically grow, whether I'm an artist or a label, our business together.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I like, this is a little, like, our week has been great. So this is still a little overwhelming when we got executives showing up. We have major artists showing up. So we are building. So like, say a podcast like us, say we're doing big numbers and we need distribution. Do you help that type of industry also, or are you strictly just music?
We are strictly music at the current time. That's definitely something I would like to explore as far as getting into the podcast business, and hopefully something that's going to be on the roadmap going forward. But right now it's music, it's distribution deals, and it's catalog acquisitions. That's our core business as of right now.
Hey, well, that's fantastic.
On the line, just so you guys know, we do plan on having a sync and licensing department, as well as a what do you call it? I'm sorry, publishing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes,
syncing is the future. Well, I mean, it's the present too, but
yes,
it's big.
Future.
So a lot of artists eating well off of syncs. And
Yeah.
Commercials and a lot of good stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. So since distribution is really crowded, it's a crowded space. Like, let's just say that. But what differentiates Intercept's tool set versus like everybody else? What makes you stand out?
Yeah, I think we're the perfect blend of music distribution, technology, as well as white glove customer service. And I think that's what really separates us. We have a team that's actually going to call you back, that's going to email you within 24 hours, whether, we have an answer or not, there's really no reason not to get back to somebody in our business, because we're all trying to win. We're all trying to make money and grow a business together. So, that type of thing, when it comes to release strategy, when it comes to, figuring out, what singles you want to put out, what can be the focus track. I need help with developing the elevator pitch for my Spotify, new release coming up. So those type of things we all help with. Artist profiles, making sure everything's up to date and looks good. Giving that extra push, having that human touch, I think really helps us, as well as providing competitive fees.
I think so too, because like, if you, and I'm not bashing anybody here, but say you have a distro kid that wants to distribute your stuff, you can't talk to anybody ever.
Yeah.
You can't talk to them. There's no human interaction. So I think places like you are going to start to outshadow those people because you're there, right? And I've seen it firsthand by your assistant. She is on it, right? She's on it. I email her, boom, I get it back in 2 minutes. It's like there. I'm like, wow, I didn't even have to wait. So that for you, right, is a kudos to your company to say, hey, we believe in talking to you, and we're going to talk to you. Versus, I mean, we've had DistroKid, and I've tried to reach out to folks for months and got nothing, zero, just crickets. So I think this definitely gives you an advantage over spots like that and CD Baby and all that stuff because you're humans and you actually talk to us, interact.
Thank you. And that young lady you referred to is our publicist extraordinaire.
Yes.
So
Yes. Yeah, she is on it, man. I appreciate her because I was running late sending the stuff. She was like, "Boop, got it. We'll be on shortly." Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, man. That is just great. That is just great. So, what does the future like? What do you see any changes that you guys can make in distribution and acquisitions to even further push the envelope?
Good question, because the reality is our business is always changing, and going forward, I think the whole AI conversation needs to get figured out. Because a lot of times when there's AI artists releasing music, there's fraudulent streams and activity that's associated with that, unfortunately. So that's an issue. For us, going forward, like I mentioned earlier, publishing, admin. Also, sync licensing, that's a big initiative that's going to continue to be a good topic to discuss going forward in the industry. It's another revenue generator, obviously. And on top of all that, man, I think more artists getting their rights back. A lot of deals are coming to end, at the majors from these legacy artists. And, they don't want to necessarily, give it back to them. So they want to own the rights. They want to earn the money they deserve based off the content they created. And they'll be looking for publishing deals or catalog acquisition deals going forward. And I think those numbers will just increase.
I think so too. So if you're dealing, say you have an artist you're dealing with and you find out that their streams are fake, how do you deal with that?
It gets dealt with. I mean, it's not even something we do because at these times, these platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, they'll flag it instantly. And if it's fraudulent or any type of way, suspicious, it's getting taken down. And in order to get it back up, you really need to have, legal paperwork or something to really justify it going back live again. And if it's down for any certain amount of time during that grace period, it's down forever. So you're done with that music at that particular platform. So all that stuff gets flagged immediately. Then we're notified, and we have to deal with it from then.
Wow, yeah, because so it doesn't pay to pay.
No, it doesn't. Not at the end of the day, no.
It'll make you look good in front of people, but when you go to actually do your business, you end up stepping on your own feet.
Yeah, because it's really easy to detect. You'll get 50,000 streams in Waco, Texas 1 week, and then the next week it's like 2. Right there.
These guys got 1 million streams with 38 monthly listeners.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. So throughout your career, what's been the best time you've had? Not counting where you're at now. Because I don't,
It would have to be at EMI Music. I started working there in the mid 2000s, and after a few years, I was head of business development, and I got to sign a lot of hip hop artists, R&B artists that I grew up listening to. So it was like a dream come true. This is Ice Cube, Raekwon, Twista, Bobby,
E40,
Tyrese, E40, exactly. And this was right when artists were just starting to do independent distribution deals at a mass level. Before there had been independent deals like the Master P's of the world, but not like it is today. And we were the situation where at EMI we signed them to an independent distribution deal, but we'd have Capitol Records providing label and marketing services. So how could you lose? You have the A team at Capitol, a major record
machine,
doing publicity, doing radio, but you're having an indie distribution deal where you have the rights and you're getting, the lion's share of the profit. So we just had a great time there. The artists always deliver great music, and it just seemed to resonate at the time. And we got Tyrese's first number one album. This guy was signed to RCA Records before. Went independent, had his first number one R&B album. So things like that are things I really appreciate.
Wow. So which one of the artists are you most proud of that you worked with, that you helped get to a better place than they were?
I like the work that we did with Ice Cube. That's someone I definitely grew up listening to and respected at the highest level. And getting to learn from him and his work ethic and how he handled his business, made a difference to me because I was a young executive at the time. Kind of trying to wade through the waters of having a national position. And I learned a lot from him because he came from not only the music side of the business, but also the movie side of the business, which is totally different. You have to be on time. Things, the show's going to keep going without you. So that kind of, work ethic and just determination really rubbed off on me. And going forward, I was a different executive as far as I'm concerned. So I think he's definitely one. And then also most recently, DJ Premier. The guy's a living legend in my book. And he has stories for days and just been around for a long time, in the business, and is one of the prominent DJs of our lifetime. So
heck yeah, man.
Absolutely.
You got.
Was there?
Go ahead, bro.
Was there ever? Did you ever have it in the back of your head working with Cube like? This guy went in and smashed an office with a baseball bat in his early days. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, my dealings with him, he was like the top CEO type of guy running his business. Like he was all about his business. What I took from him was, I didn't step my game up. Reality, because I realized that he's in a different level of the game, and I sometimes want to get at a point in my career get to his level. So I learned a lot from him, and we never had a situation where things got to that point. Everything.
I didn't think you did. It was just more of a little.
No, that's okay. I mean, there were a couple of times where I didn't have like a couple of team members like where they needed to be or something like that, but nothing major.
Right on.
Okay, that's fantastic.
What makes your job tough? Like, where are the moments of trepidation in what you do?
I definitely don't enjoy giving bad news. A lot of people don't want to hear, nothing but good stuff. But it's the reality of the job, and you just got to do it. I like to do it where I just start off the conversation like, "Hey, this is what's going down, and here's the reason why." And then from that point on, whatever happens, happens. But that always worked for me. And then just dealing with people that you want to see win and do well, but they don't listen. Because of ego, or it could be because they have the old team and they want to do it their way. There's a variety of reasons, but it's like I'm the type of person, I'm not going to say something to you if I don't think it can help you or benefit you. Like I'm not going to waste my time. But some people just want to do things their way, and then when things don't go the way they want it to, they can only point at themselves.
Exactly. Yes, we have some of those around here that just don't listen, because we and at some point we Rob and I were trying to do on a small level help other artists and acts get together. So we understand, like we've had to tell people like, you're not carrying your weight, bro. You can't come to no more shows. Sorry. So we get it. We totally understand what you're talking about as far as sometimes you gotta let folks down. It's definitely not on that level, but locally on that level, yes, sometimes it's a hard conversation because these people are sometimes your friends. Right. And you're like, bro, I'm sorry. You brought 2 people. The last 3 shows, you have 4 people. You brought $20 to the till, and you expect to get paid. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
that math isn't mathing right now, so we can't go there. We can't go there at all. So as far as your mass career, what made you decide to hop into music?
Like most of us, it's just something I love from the first time I heard it. Like, I've always been a fan of music. And then when I got into college, I played music. I was a saxophone player. I played alto and baritone sax, but I didn't want to major in it, and that was the only, thing at the time that music was musically involved at my school. So, I switched my business, my major to management, and just try to find a way to get in the business. And I happened to come across a magazine called CMJ in the classified section. There was a company called Polygram Distribution that was looking for a college rep in Central Florida, North Central Florida, where I went to school, University of Florida. And I applied, I got the job, and I was a part-time college rep for about a year. And from that point on, I just stuck with the company. I grinded, did my thing. I graduated. My boss let me keep the job for another semester, which I was always gracious for because you didn't have to do that. And then I got a job offer from Detroit and LA to be a field rep, and I chose to go to LA. And I've been here ever since.
Man, that's a great story. Like that. That's where you found your dream, found your pocket, and just stayed in your lane and made the best of it. And now you're a VP. That's fantastic, man.
Thank
I,
you.
I can't think of any better success stories than that, coming from college student to VP in the industry that you love. Come on, man. And not a lot of people last. And so for the listeners out there, how long have you been doing this?
So I'm coming up on my 30th year next year.
Whew.
It's been a long ride, but all that you said, and which is I'm greatly appreciative of, a lot of people don't know is like I've actually been laid off twice. Like they say, you've never been in the music industry until you've been laid off, and I really believe that because I've been laid off twice. The first time, it was both due to company mergers. It wasn't to anything that I did. But, when it comes to two companies consolidating, they got to cut the numbers. It's got to make fiscal sense. So people, it's a headcount situation where you're just going to lose your job. I went through two mergers, two company acquisitions. The first time around, I was completely shocked. I had no idea it was coming. I just made the company millions of dollars as far as artists that I brought to the table and worked with. And I just didn't see it happening, and it really hurt me. But the second time around, I was kind of prepared, and decided to take a gap year, spend time with family and friends, and travel a little bit, and come back at Intercept.
Man, that's
But yeah, man, it's
Yeah,
tough.
that first one's an unknown territory in any industry, I think.
Yep.
yeah, because I worked in IT and I was a manager, and like you said, acquisition, they don't need two managers.
Yeah.
They're only going to keep theirs. So the first time it happened to me, I was like you, shell shocked. Did not see it coming.
Yeah.
And was like, oh my God. Called Rob, like, bro, they just let me go.
Right.
And I'd never been let go, and I was like, oh.
A lot of people, I was like, I just got to let go. They all had the same situation. What?
Yeah.
Man, that's definitely a shot.
Second time it happened,
I was like,
yeah, I kind of figured this was coming.
Yeah.
You learn to read the writing on the wall and land on your feet.
Exactly.
A year off with the fam, though, is a good situation. That's nice.
Yeah.
I didn't get to take a year off. I took a summer off, but I feel you. I took a summer off.
Yeah, for me, the reality was I'm getting older, and like my parents live across the country, so I go see them when I can, which is obviously the holidays, but any other time above and beyond that, it's always a plus.
Yeah, man, that's fantastic. Golly, you're great, bro. I'm just gonna let you know you're easy to talk to. This is fantastic. I really appreciate you right now.
Thank you.
Yes. So what does the day-to-day look like for you? What's day-to-day? What does a VP do? Day-to-day.
So what I do is I wake up and I usually go through all my usual daily websites or blogs to learn about the music. It's Music Business Worldwide, Hits, Daily Double, Billboard.biz, Hollywood Reporter, Variety, just any of those news outlets, just so I can see what the latest is. Then I schedule a lot of my calls and meetings in the morning just to get it out the way. Obviously go through an email. And in the afternoon, I leave open for any like callbacks or, last minute meetings, somebody had to cancel, blah, blah, blah. It happens all the time. So that type of thing. And then, after that's done, ideally, I'd like to go work out, but that doesn't always happen. You find any reason not to work out at my age, but yeah, no, I try and do that and then rinse and repeat the next day.
What a life. Rinse and repeat. Let me listen to this. So what do you
consistency, discipline. That's what it is.
Yes. So what do you think has been the album of the year so far?
I'm biased, man. I gotta go with this new Mobb Deep album that just came out.
I've listened to it 3 times so far, and it's the first album that came out this year I've listened to 3 times.
Not Freddie Gibbs, though. Not Freddie Gibbs.
Alfredo too album. I like that. I like that one as well. But Mobb Deep is my era. I'm a '90s hip hop guy, so
yes,
it just brought me back to that. And hearing Nas on 3 tracks and hearing features from Raekwon and Ghostface, and I was just like, wow, okay.
Yeah, and P's rhyme didn't sound dated. That's what I love.
I'll give you another reason why I chose this album, because I had a personal interest in, or actually participation in, the Gangstar album that came out in 2019. I signed that to Ingrooves. Same situation. Guru had some lyrics and verses that weren't released. So Premier, combined that with some new material, had that single with J. Cole, and put that album out. Unfortunately, it came out right before the pandemic. But yeah, it was a success, and this kind of reminded me of that as well. So I felt like I knew the type of situation they were dealing with.
That's
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah. I enjoyed that album.
Yeah.
They did it all beautifully as far as incorporating Prodigy into everything, even the
Yeah.
video yesterday. Yeah.
Yes. What'd you think of the Kwame album?
Which one?
Kwame.
I haven't listened to the Kwame album.
Oh man.
Kwame from Polka Dot Kwame?
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't listened to it. I gotta listen to it.
Yes. You definitely have to listen to it. It's
Incredible.
It's
Also
what
an
we-
album of the year.
yeah, we call it
No, it came out. See, that's a situation where you gotta know who's his team behind him, because I had no
Yeah.
idea.
yep, exactly.
I think it's just him. I think he's
Yeah,
doing
like
the
he's
bulk
just-
of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like core fans, we went and bought it, support it. It's great. It's great.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm gonna
it's
check it out based on your referral. Sure.
it's pure adult contemporary hip hop.
Okay.
Like, let me ask you this, someone on that. Do you think there should be like categories in hip hop now? Genres in hip hop now, since it's like 50 years old, because some of the new stuff doesn't jive with some of the older folks.
Yeah.
So where do you think that fits?
Yeah,
Like-
I could definitely see a case where that makes sense. Especially nowadays, it's just different styles of hip hop out there. I think it might be an issue when it comes to someone searching it. When it comes to search engine optimization, they always have keywords that they identify. So having a genre that's newly defined, that's not out there yet, you might have a hard time finding somebody you're looking for. But outside of that, I think it makes sense. There's different types of rap, and other genres have subgenres, so why not hip hop?
Exactly. That's what I think too, because I think it's becoming too far of a gap between the young and the old, because the ageism in hip hop now all of a sudden. How do you feel about like ageism in hip hop? Does it matter that somebody's 50 if they have great music versus somebody that's 20?
Yeah, what I think what Massive Appeal Records is doing right now with all the releases we've been talking about is an example of that. We got a Raekwon album, we had a Ghostface album, we just had a Mobb Deep album, we're gonna have a Nas album with DJ Premier producing the whole thing. Like, that's still relevant to me, and like you said, quality hip hop is quality hip hop, and it's gonna be undeniable. So.
Yeah, good, man. That's what I'm talking about. We talk about this stuff a lot, and we'd like to get opinions from other people that are well versed in hip hop like we are.
Mhm.
And everyone seems to agree that there should be categories or subgenres right now, and ageism in hip hop needs to stop.
Mhm.
Like, it really needs to stop. I don't understand, because Alice Cooper is like 70 and he's selling out stadiums.
Rocking.
Yeah.
But people get pissy at Big Daddy Kane, who's not even close to that age, coming to do a show. What is the problem?
You're right.
What is the problem? Like, I just don't understand. Like, why hip hop got pushed to be you got to be super young to do it.
Why wouldn't you go after a Big Daddy Kane? Why wouldn't you try to acquire that? Cold Chillin's dead. And him, Diggable Planet, like these older groups that were a niche probably need your service.
Yeah, I'd definitely be open to talking to him. We do talk to established artists all the time, and to be honest, some of them, they want to put out new music, but for whatever reason, they just never get around to doing it, or they don't, do it in a timely fashion, or it's just. It's weird. It's, I don't truly understand it because I'm not that type of person, but I get it. It's like they want to do something, but they don't, have a way to really execute it. So sometimes it's that, sometimes it's, they don't feel like recording anymore. They just want to do demos, or just different various reasons, but I'm always open to any artist, legacy or developing, as far as talking about some type of opportunity or partnership.
I know you love music because your eyes light up when you start talking about the nitty gritty. It's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, because we had a relationship with Guru, not like a formal relationship, but he came to Cincinnati a couple times, and we were artists at the time. We happened to be there. He is one of the coolest people I've ever met. Good Lord, Guru was fantastic. He made sure he bigged us up. He made sure we took pictures. Large Professor was the same way. He made us take a picture 3 times because he didn't like it. You remember that, Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you run into any of these artists that are like, you don't have to name names, that are kind of difficult, and you're like,
I have, well, not really, not difficult, because a lot of times we're dealing with the business side of the business, and when that's the case, we as a distributor are usually dealing with the manager directly or somebody at the label. You know, it's not really the artist. You see the artists like shows and events and different things, maybe in like the first meeting or something. But a lot of times when it comes to business decisions and anything that's to be executed,
Lawyers.
it's the manager.
ah.
So
So you deal with more of the management side, and not many artists at all, unless they're like self-managed.
I'd say that to say I do have one experience with an artist where we had set up a retail run, taking him around to all the different record stores just to meet and greet fans that bought his record, and he had the number one single at the time. Definitely doing his thing, big single at radio as well. He decided to get his hair braided instead of going to a retail store. So we're all sitting there downstairs at the hotel waiting. Me, our marketing managers, different employees. And he's just it's not going to happen. So of course we had to call the record store, let him know he's not coming, disappointing all the fans. That type of thing comes back to you, because now the artist, you hardly hear from him. He still puts out music, but he's not what he was, back
Not
then.
hot anymore.
Yeah, he's not hot like that no more. And you never know what could have been. Like, your fans are there. You gotta at least meet them and say hi. You're gonna be driven around there. It's not like
Right.
you gotta drive in traffic and do all that kind of stuff. You're an artist. You're taken care of. But yeah, he decided not to go.
Yeah, man. Jeez, that would annoy me too, especially that.
And it was a young artist. It was a young artist. First album.
Yeah, I'm just up here getting my hair braided. It's not that important. What? What do you mean it's not that important?
And we were all downstairs like, is this really happening? And
God. Oh my God, that is fantastic. Now, what does Jesse like to do outside of music?
Spend time with family and friends. Big time college sports fan. I like football. I like going to movies, like the regular stuff. Spending time with my girl, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
See my friends when I can, because I'm one of the few that live in the West Coast. So I try to, at least make time to call them or talk to them, or if someone's visiting out here, trying to take them out.
All right. Who's your college team?
I am a diehard Florida Gator alum. So
Of
Florida
course.
Gators,
Gators.
we are struggling. We haven't had a good season since 2009.
Yeah.
So,
You are struggling. It's that Tebow.
since Tebow. We haven't had a good team since Tebow.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dude is a big Tennessee guy, so I hear about the Florida all the time. But
Yeah,
I'm Ohio State. Like, yes, Ohio State Buckeyes.
guys, Buckeye Nation.
Die hard, yes,
Yeah.
die hard, and we're gonna win it again this year. Yeah, so
Yeah, good shot. Not gonna be Florida, I can tell you that.
that's awesome. That's awesome. So how many times have you been to the Swamp?
Yeah, I went to school there.
I went to school
I said
there.
general,
That don't mean nothing.
like 40 games, but to be honest, my freshman year, I sold all my tickets. I didn't even go to the game. I'm a bigger college football fan after I graduated. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's how it works.
Way more into it, not even
Yep.
close. I follow recruiting, everything. I wasn't doing that in college. So,
you're like, nah, that quarterback ain't gonna do, bro. Hey, give me the coach's number. We need to do something else. This ain't it. Who is this guy?
I used to sell my Bearcats
we're actually
tickets.
gonna make a change in the
when I
next
was
week or
in
two
college.
with the coach. So,
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. So since you're a bi-coastal guy, which coast do you like best?
I at this current time, I like Atlanta just because it's a break away from the norm. All the craziness in LA, and I grew up in the South, and I always miss that. I think I cut my time a little short down there. I left when I was like 20 years old, and I haven't been back since. So LA was great at the time, but now things are a little different, and it's crazy expensive, and things are not what they used to be. And I always love going back to the Atlanta area because it's totally different.
Yeah, that's
Even the air is cleaner. It's just things like that.
Yeah.
Fresher. Yeah.
Couple things before we get you out of here. Thank you for spending time with us. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
what's the one thing you were most excited about? Like, what's the best acquisition? It doesn't even have to be that. What keeps you going in the morning? Okay, that's my first question. Go ahead and answer that. And then I would like you to speak to motivating those who are trying to get their music to you. Like, how do I keep going? Give me some steps.
Yeah. It's always to this day, hearing a song for the first time and knowing within like 30 seconds it's going to be a hit. And to know that I'm actually a part of it, or something that I signed or was, going to market or promote, made it feel even better. Because, a lot of times when that's happened, you figure out 6 months later, this shit's all over the radio. It's, that happened with Nelly. That happened with 3 Doors Down. That happened with that Ja Rule Always on Time song. When I heard that song, I was like, this is a fucking smash. Like, this is going to be everywhere. And, sure enough, it was. So being a part of it, and then also getting one of these, getting a plaque. I love plaques. I would even pay for a plaque. We had a situation where the artist was going to make plaques and they couldn't do it for the team or whatever. I was like, I'll pay for mine. And I got that done. So just things like that keep me going. And, in the music industry, the thing is you got to be resilient and you got to be patient. Things will happen overnight, especially for an artist. You got to definitely figure out a way to realize that, this is highly competitive. It always will be, especially with the amount of music that's being released nowadays. And you got to have a plan. Anytime you put something out, you got to have a plan. And if you want to go even deeper, create a plan for each platform, because all of them are different. All of them have different listeners and fans and subscribers. So figure out, what you want to do to really grow your audience on those platforms. And that's what labels pay attention to. That's what distributors pay attention to, is your commercial fan base at the different digital service providers like Apple, a Spotify, and YouTube.
That's beautiful.
That is.
Take us on out there, Luno.
So I got one last question. Is there an artist that you didn't get to work with, past or present, that you would like to work with? That you would have liked to work with?
Wow. I would say Sade, man. I would have loved to work with her. Like, she makes timeless music. If you make music that's timeless and undeniable, you're gonna be around forever like her. Like, she's just an R&B goddess icon to me. Like, no
I
one's
wish Groove was here.
We had a lengthy discussion about her last night.
Last night.
Yeah. Yes.
Last night.
Does she age?
No. I downloaded this, and I don't download any type of film or anything, but I downloaded a live performance from Sade from, I think, like Apple Music. Just her performing for like an hour and a half, shot beautifully in HD and all that. It is amazing. It is amazing. It is so good. It's something to watch over and over again.
Sade, Jesse's looking for you. Come on now, get that distribution. Get distributed the way you should. All right, man. Hey, we appreciate you, Jesse, man. We're not gonna hold you up anymore, but thank you for coming out and talking to us. We will hit you up. We will get you a copy of this. We'll make sure.
Can you mention your links and where to go and all that good stuff too before we step out, or before we end this?
Definitely, you need to go to interceptmusic.com, or you can hit us up on IG at Intercept Music Official, or you can send me an email, jesse.flores@interceptmusic.com.
You're awesome.
Great.
Thank you.
You're awesome. Thank you very much. We appreciate.
Don't go anywhere. We're going to stop the broadcast.
Yeah, we're going to stop the broadcast. We're going to and we're ending it now.
Destroy all podcasts. We are Destroy All Microbots.